Oh, yeah, we're very much good. Okay, thank you.
Okay, Mr. Is it Ellison?
Close enough here.
Okay, sorry. This is your motion, I think, for a default judgment, is that correct?
Yes.
And which defendants, I saw several orders, proposed orders, and I read the motion. Which defendants are these regarding?
It is two defendants. One is the Louis Lee Hooker Senior Foundation of Hope Arc.
Okay.
And the other one, I believe, is Jimmy Hooker. Let me look and make sure. I'm 99% sure that's right.
So Louis Lee Hooker Sr. and the Foundation of Hope Arc are the same defendant?
That's all part of the name.
Okay.
The foundation is named for Mr. Louis Lee Hooker.
Okay. Okay, and I see Miss Betty Hooker, you're on the call today as well? Miss Hooker?
Yes, she is.
Okay, and what's your purpose for this hearing? Looks like the plaintiff is asking for a default against Louis Hooker Sr. and the foundation and Jimmy Hooker. What's your purpose in attending the hearing today?
My
A letter
attendance,
in the mail.
I have a letter, I got a letter in the mail saying that we were supposed to be on today.
Okay, it looks like the plaintiff is taking a default only against Jimmy Hooker and Louis Hooker Sr. and the foundation. Are you aware of that?
I just found out yesterday.
Okay, so basically, I guess I'm trying to say that there's no need for you to participate in this because the default is being taken against the other defendants.
Oh.
You understand
okay.
that?
Okay, it's just between those two.
Is that correct, Mr. Ellison?
Yes, Miss Betty Hooker filed an answer. I cannot take a default against her, and I'm not trying to.
Okay, so do you understand that, Ms. Hooker?
Yeah.
What is the default?
Okay, so
Yes, what is the default?
okay, a default, it means that a defendant has been named in a lawsuit and they failed to file an answer. And so the person who filed the lawsuit is then entitled to a default judgment against those defendants that did not answer. Since you answered the lawsuit, you're not really a party of this particular hearing.
Oh, okay. So I don't need, what you're saying, I don't need to be on.
You don't need to be here, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. You have a nice day.
Thank you. You too.
Okay, Mr. Ellison, let me see. I was trying to find, you filed several orders. Let me see if I can find and I had some questions about service. Okay, what's the date of the order that you, did you submit two different orders against one of each defendant?
I did because they were kind of lengthy and different, and I thought that it would be easier. Also, I didn't know if Jimmy Hooker might file an answer since that's pretty easy for an individual as opposed to an entity.
Okay, so I see the order on Jimmy Hooker, and I had thought I had looked at the service and last known addresses and the affidavit, the non-military affidavits. Did you file those for Jimmy Hooker?
Yes, it's a single certificate as to both, and a single affidavit as to both.
Is that on 6/30? Do you know if it was filed then? Okay, I see a 6/30 affidavit. And then I see a certificate of last known address also filed on 6/30. Is that the same one? Do you know? Okay, let me open it up and see.
Sure.
Okay, on 6/30, you filed a last known name address. Okay, Jimmy Hooker's there and Lee Hooker Foundation. Okay, that's good. That's who we're here on today. And then on affidavit.
It was filed at the same time.
I got you. Okay, so I have both of those. Let me find your proposed motion, because I had some questions about the date of service. I looked at the return. Okay, Jimmy Lee Hooker looks as if he was served on May 12th. Is that correct?
I expect so. That sounds right.
Okay, and it looks like that return was filed on May 27th.
Yes.
Okay, let me find one. Okay, and Lee Hooker Sr., that return was filed on the same day, May 27th.
They were filed at the same time, yes.
All right, okay, let me verify the service date. It looks like he was served on the same date as well. 5/12, May 12th. Okay.
I know it was within a day or so,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, sorry, I just wanted to make sure. I had so many different defendants. I want to make sure that we're dealing with the right one. Okay,
Sure.
go ahead. You may proceed, Mr. Ellingson.
I think it's pretty straightforward. I filed a petition. They were timely served. The returns have been on file for a lot more than 10 days, and they have failed to answer. We gave notice of this hearing to everyone who's a party, and so they're related. They are all either siblings, parents, or cousins, and so word would have gotten around that way also. Ms. Betty Hooker doesn't get served by email. She told you, she received it by mail. We sent mail notice to the two people who don't have email addresses. I've also personally had exchanges with, I think Cheryl Yarbrough, if not her, then Shantoya Cohen's, but one of those two defendants also had, discussions and recently. So, by failing to answer, the allegations in the petition are admitted. In addition to that, the petition is supported by 3 affidavits, which cover all of the facts in the petition. In addition to being admitted, they're also supported by affidavit evidence, because the petition was drafted to also support injunctive relief. And so those facts are again supported by evidence. So I believe that we're entitled to the relief requested. The relief in the 2 proposed orders is taken straight off of the petition. I cut and pasted those myself. There may be omissions from the proposed orders, but there's not additions. So we're not asking for any more than was in the petition against those defendants.
Okay, the court, having found that defendants Lewis Hooker Sr., Foundation of Hope Ark, and defendant Jimmy Hooker have both been served personal service of notice of this lawsuit as of May 12th, both of those defendants, and the return of service has been filed with the court for both of those defendants on May 27th. The court finds that neither of those defendants have filed an answer or appeared. The plaintiff has filed a motion for a default in accordance with the allegations made in his petition. And the court finds that in the plaintiff's motion, they have submitted certificates of last known address for both defendants Lewis Hooker Sr. Foundation and Jimmy Hooker, and also have found that the plaintiff has submitted affidavits indicating that neither Lewis Hooker Sr. Foundation or Jimmy Hooker are active military personnel. And based on the motion and the evidence presented by the plaintiff, the court is of the opinion that this motion should be granted, and the court will sign the proposed order presented by the plaintiff as is, and have that filed with the court today. Anything further, Mr. Ellison?
No, thank you.
All right, thank you very much. You may be dismissed. Have a good day.
Thank you.